Hey guys, so in this video we'll be creating our first armor piece, and that is the helmet. It's the easiest one to do because it's using socket to equip it, so same as the weapons, we don't really have to change anything in our system. All we have to do is create new item. We do need some asset though for helmets, and you can't really get anything good in Click.o Bridge. So we'll be using external site, but at least I can show you how to import assets into Unreal Engine. So the site I'm using is Sketchfab. So if you go to sketchfab.com, here you got a lot of free assets you can use. All you have to do is log in with an email or register, and it's all free. So go ahead and do that, and then here we're going to search for simple steel helmet. It's the one I found earlier. Here you can see some of them got $, so those are not free, but the ones you can see with the download icon, those are all free. So all you have to do is click here, download, and here I recommend looking for assets that got FBX as the original format, because it's easiest one to import into Unreal Engine, and other ones can give you a little bit of trouble when you're importing it. So download this. Don't forget to also credit the creator. So this one was done by Michael Makiewicz, so thank you very much. I'll be using this helmet for the tutorial. Once you download it in FBX, you need to create some folder and unzip it. So I'll just create helmet here and then copy it there. You got source and textures. And now, just one thing, be careful here in a source. Sometimes there is another zip file, so you need to unzip it as well. And then you can just drag this FBX into Unreal. First we can create new folder here. So in our meshes, we will right click, create new folder. And this one will be steel helmet. Open that up, and now just drag and drop it in there. You don't have to change anything here, just click import all, and now go back and import the textures as well. So what Unreal usually does is when you import some asset, it creates a material as well to use for this asset, but this time it didn't. So what we can do is right click, create new material. This one will be our steel helmet _M for material. Open this one. And now we can drag all these textures in here. Here you can just check the description. It usually says where it belongs. So this one is base color, so you connect it to base color. This one is metallic, so it goes to metallic. This one is normal. And you got roughness. So one thing about roughness is when you connect it, it usually makes object quite shiny as well. And I personally don't really like it. I usually leave roughness out. So just have a look what you prefer. But I'm not going to connect my roughness. So press apply, save this. You can close this, and now go to your helmet mesh. And here we just change the material to the steel helmet one we created. And now the helm looks nice. And what we need to do now is first rename this to steel helmet _SM for static mesh. Drag this into the world and see how big it is. I can already tell it's really tiny, so we need to resize it. Best way to do that is if you just drag in your player blueprint. So drag in your player and just check the size of this next to it. And now make sure this is locked and just start resizing it. To correct size. I'll leave mine at something like 3, that should be alright. And now remember this scale, and we go to our mesh again. So steel helmet SM. And I showed this before. Here we need to find build scale, and we change build scale to 3. And then apply changes here. That will make the helmet bigger. It is a little bit in the ground, but don't worry about it for now. We can also enable collision, so go to collision, auto convex collision, apply, and save. And now we should have a good size helmet asset. You can reset the size here because it's gigantic, and we can delete this now and delete the player, and we can just create the item from it, same way as we did with the weapons. If you don't want to follow this video, just skip it and create it yourself, or if you want to practice one more time with me, then just we're going to go to blueprints, items, we create a child blueprint class of items BP. This one will be our steel helmet underscore BP. Open this one, change item mesh to steel helmet, compile and save, close this. And now we need to create icon. So go to icon creator, open icon capture BP, viewport, and here we change the static mesh to steel helmet. We can reset the rotation and location, and now position it again. Once you are happy with that, you can compile and save, and right click on render target and just create static texture. We rename this to steel helmet underscore icon, and don't forget to change the settings of it. So we need to change min alpha to 1, max alpha to 0, compression settings to user interface 2D, and texture group to UI. Save this. You can close this, drag it into your icons, and now we can just go ahead and create the item in a data table. So open items DT, add new row, F2 to rename. This will be steel helmet. Name will be steel helmet. Steel helmet BP in item class. Static mesh is steel helmet. Item icon is steel helmet as well. Here I leave it at 1 and 1, stack and max stack, and we change the item type to head. Save this. Now if you go to your game, one more thing, we need to create item name so we can change it from the interactable item. So go to item names, add enumerator and add it here as well. So steel helmet without space. Save. Now we can change the one of the iron axes to steel helmet. Save it, and now when we go to game, I can see it's flickering a little bit. We will fix that as well. But if you pick it up here, you got a steel helmet, and when you equip it, it's actually attached to your head, but we haven't created the socket yet. So first thing, let's fix the flicker. That usually happens when you resize really small mesh into bigger one in Unreal. So to fix that, open the static mesh of steel helmet again. I'll actually dock it here. And here search for bounce. We need to change the positive bounce extension to like 500. I'll just change it. The distance it displays on, and it should fix the issue. So save it. Now it shouldn't be flickering, and we need to also create a socket on the player. So open your player blueprint, player BP, and in mesh open the skeletal mesh asset, and in here we click on the skeleton, search head, and we just need to add new socket to head. So right click, add socket. This one will be called head, same as we have in equipment type. You can add preview asset, so right click, add preview asset, and it will be steel helmet. If you want different preview mesh, you can change it here. So I'll change mine to money because it might be a little bit different. And now just position the helmet. I'll also tilt it a bit. Yeah, it should be fine. Save it. And now if we go to game and equip the helmet, it should work quite well. It basically moves with the head socket, so no issues there. One thing you might notice, if you have a like a afro hair or something, it will be going through the helmet, and we don't want to see it really, so I'll show you the way to turn it off. So in our, not in player, in our widgets, in inventory icon, when we're clicking on inventory icon and equipping the item, here where we got the switch on item type, just look for head. It's equipment slot index 2. So after that, what we can do is get the player reference, and from there we will get hair. Get hair. So we're basically getting these components that we got here. So get hair and set visibility to false. So leave new visibility false. Connect this here, and then you can connect this back in here. Can move this a little bit down, and now it will be switching off the hair when we equip the helmet and when we unequip it. So that is in our player blueprint. when we got remove attached item, here we can just, after pickup but before remove, we'll move this down, and we can do branch check, so B and click, and we can check if this item we unequipping, so item type equals enumerator, and if it equals head, and if it does, we will get the hair again. So now we're in the player, so just get the hair, set visibility, connect it to true on here, and tick in new visibility. And if it's not, then we just need to remove it. Compile and save. Play the game, and now if you were to equip the helmet, the player doesn't have a hair under it, you can't really see it, and when you unequip it, the hair is back. So that's all we have to do in this video. We got the helmet created, and you know how to import the assets from outside of Unreal Engine, so we can start actually doing the proper armor pieces. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.